Okay, I've got a little bit of breaking news. This is completely unverified, gents. We don't know how true this is, but there are reports coming out right now, which I'm sure will be verified or debunked in the next hour or two, but I have to ask. Initial scans apparently show Van Dijk has ruptured his ACL. Initial spell on the break is thought to be around 7 months and surgery is required. How worrying is that for Liverpool? Jose?
Well, to be honest, for me, because people obviously, even myself, when you see him walking outside of the pitch, I remember when I played for Villarreal, Robert Pires, who used to play for Arsenal, it happened exactly the same, and he walked out of the pitch normal, and then he has his ESL as well. So obviously you cannot, I thought he was didn't going to have something like that, but I will not be surprised if he does that, if he has that, to be honest. I will not be surprised because the tackle is really bad. His foot is completely on the floor. You can see his knee going back. So I hope that news are very, very wrong. But if it's that, poof, I'm not sure. Obviously, they are not very, very good news for Liverpool.
Would you put them as favourites for the league title if they lose Van Dijk for the majority of the season?
I still do, yeah. I believe, obviously, Matip and Gomez, they are very, very good centre-backs. Obviously, Fabinho can play there as well. I'm not sure if you lose a player for that type of period. I'm not sure if they are able to go in the transfer window. I'm not sure, Gary, maybe you know more about that. I'm not sure if they are able to go to the transfer window and sign a player because it's been for that long, if it's 6-7 months. And if it's that, if I was Liverpool and if they are able to sign a player, I will definitely go for a centre-back.
Gary,
well, I think to answer your question, Liverpool will now have to wait until the next transfer window to bring anybody else in because it's now closed. So, you know...
Yeah, but it happens before. When you get an injury for that long, I'm not sure. At least in Spain, it happens before. I'm not sure in the UK. I'm not sure how it was. That's why I was asking, because sometimes when it's that close to because obviously they just closed the transfer window not long ago, and it's very close to it, and a player get out of that long, I'm not sure if you are able to, for example, here I know it's different, but Arsenal, for example, San Thomas from Atletico Madrid, obviously it's not an injury, it's a signing, in the last day of the transfer window, and Atletico Madrid, they are able to sign a centre midfield for another 2-3 weeks, for example. So that's why I'm asking, so I'm not sure about that question.
Yeah, I don't think you're able to make an emergency signing, to be quite honest with you, but going back to the potential impact on Liverpool Football Club, if indeed Virgil van Dijk is going to be out with an ACL, you know, that is anything between 6 and 9 months. No two ways about that, even with modern technology and the procedures of today. Will Liverpool miss him? God, too true, they'll miss him. Do they have a replacement for Virgil van Dijk? No, there is no replacement for Virgil van Dijk, arguably, in world football. So it's going to be a huge hindrance for Liverpool Football Club.
Do you put them as favourites for the league title, Gary? I mean, City, most of their squad seem quite fit.
Well, before the season started, and I've held my piece of paper up a couple of times, I predicted how the league would finish, all 20 positions. And I had Liverpool sat at the top. After 4 games, I certainly didn't expect Everton, and now after 5 for them, to be top of the table. So, you know, to get it right would be very, very 1 in a million chance. Do I make Liverpool still favourite? And let's hope, I really hope, not only for the players' sake, but for football's sake, that Virgil van Dijk hasn't sustained a serious knee injury. But if Liverpool were favourites to win the title, and I had them down as favourites to win it, I don't think I'd have them at the top anymore, no.
Final question on this topic, Jose. Of all the Liverpool players, is Van Dijk the one that you don't want to have a long-term injury for?
Well, you have, is in any team really is every player. If we have Salah for that long, we will miss him. If you have Mane for that long, at the end, they are irreplaceable players. Yeah, Gomez and Matip, they are great centre-backs, but you're talking about, for me, the best centre-back in the world for the last 2 seasons. So, like Gary said, you're going to miss him if it's true that hopefully, obviously, it's not for Liverpool's sake and his sake as well. Yeah, I hope he doesn't. but you cannot replace him. Like, for example, Adrian, when he stepped for Alisson, yeah, he's a good keeper, but you're never gonna replace Alisson. So top players, they're never gonna be replaceable. But hopefully Gary is wrong in everything and it's not for that long. And if it is, obviously we win the league anyway. So let's see what happens.
Well, again, this report completely unverified. I really want to stress that. There's no official confirmation on whether Virgil van Dijk has suffered an ACL injury or not. But I'm sure we'll find out in due course the severity of whatever caused him to go off.